The future of the independent bookseller in Australia is once again hard to read. Having seen off threats like the lifting of importation restrictions, the suburban bookshop is now facing a complete rewriting of the rule book with the advent of online trading and electronic publishing.
It's going by the book.
Initially, the business idea was, yes, derived from the fact that we all love books, but I actually realised that I had some kind of idea about business, having had no idea when we started. And I think that's what's led me over the years to develop Avenue Bookstore into something that's so much more than was when we started. I actually took some real punts on borrowing money at various times. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But essentially, I realised that to actually grow the business to a level where it would make a profit, it really needed to be a good-sized small business.
That multi-million-dollar bulk is helping Avenue Books withstand the latest economic storm.
Wow, look at this.
It seems like the stimulus package did actually impact positively on retail in general and on the book trade, because, you know, we did weather that whole GFC phase certainly a whole lot better than booksellers and, I guess, retailers in other parts of the world. In the most recent months, we're seeing trends in retail in general where trade is down, and it's hard to put a finger on what's the actual cause of that.
But it's not the GFC that will fundamentally change this business.
It's very hard to know sort of the level of impact of Amazon and other online booksellers. The fact that those guys are prevalent and that people are actually making decisions to buy books through online retailers is something that we can't really quantify, but we know that it's actually having an impact on our business. We're actually constantly sort of trying to, I guess, work our way around that thing by being a really strongly stocked bookstore.
Chris Redfern is also trying to play to his strengths.
We're bricks and mortar, we actually have really strong customer service, friendly, knowledgeable staff who've got a depth of knowledge. I guess a beautiful aesthetic environment as well as a key part of it. In this day and age of people being in front of computer screens all day long, as a leisure activity, to come into a bookstore and actually experience that is something that's got, I believe, longevity.
The oldest story in the book.
A lot of people believe that it would be appropriate that the online retailers made to charge GST on imports because the government would be getting revenue out of it. I don't have a problem with that, and it would also just allow it to be the competition to be a little bit more on a level playing field.
The electronic book or e-book is also predicted to slowly inflict lasting damage.
I actually think the e-book will, in the long term, impact. I think the blockbuster bestsellers will move largely to an e-format, and that the demand will actually be for the e-book. I don't really see a way for the independent bookseller to get in on the e-book action. Very hard for us to find ways of selling e-books because essentially I guess people are going to go to, if they've got an iPad or whatever, they're going to go to iBooks or like iTunes for music, and I think that'll mean a lot of retailers' books will go out of business. I actually think it's going to be devastating in the long term. I guess I'm anticipating that in 5 to 10 years that the sort of turnover I'm doing now is going to be reduced, and that will actually involve me reducing my staffing. Can I get you to check what we have on back order, please?
Chris Redfern is estimating his turnover could halve in a decade.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye. It'll still be a viable business. It would be a different business if I was doing half of what I'm doing now, and I hope to God that in 5 or 10 years' time I'm not in that position, but I'm prepared to look at ways, and I've got to go find ideas that will actually help me sustain my business as best I can in this volatile time. Just bring in a few alternative products to sort of, I guess, enhance the retail experience that aren't too far away from the book experience, to try to broaden our appeal. I think that's a key part of us competing with e-books, where we're offering more than just books. I'm hopeful that, in fact, in 5 years' time I'll still be here, and in 10 years' time, who knows?
It's going by the book. It's going by